Hi again, Jane. Well, what a lot's been going on for me this week. Quick chat with you before we start. So my poor daughter who works in a care home, they had a bit of an outbreak. So she did the most selfless thing ever. She sent her two Littleys children off to Basingstoke to live with their dad for the foreseeable until she could help the nursing home get through the crisis. Staff were dropping, so they were incredibly short-staffed. She is the COVID tester and part of the management team, and so her and her boss very selflessly moved into a house opposite the care home, leaving their children behind to go in through the day, through the night. They weren't able to eat properly, they weren't sleeping, they were just crying all the time, having to check each other's work to make sure they didn't make mistakes because they were so hanging. She was in a terrible state of stress and worry for the residents because she genuinely cares about them all and wanted to do. Finally, yesterday, she tested positive herself, and now feels so awful that she can't get in. They tried to help get crisis teams in, no help available, nobody to come in and help. So she's isolating in this house now, but she said she's still going to try and do some data input from there to relieve some pressure for anyone that's still in there working. I'm a bit concerned her immune system's not going to be great because she was so run down, but just trying to tell her to get as much rest as she can. So that's the first thing. And of course she's upset that now means at least another 10 days without the children. I think she's awesome. But now, on top of that, so today I woke up with a bit of a head cold. I am absolutely sure it's just a head cold and a bit of a throaty thing, but because of everything that happened at our school, I had to phone my boss and say, right, I know you said don't come in with anything, but because I had COVID at Christmas, do you think I'm okay still because I'm not still immune? But they don't really have enough evidence out there. So she said, isolate for 10 days in case. And I was thinking, no, oh no, I really don't want to do that. So I phoned up the helpline, the government helpline, and I said, look, I probably would test positive. Would I test positive still from before? Because I've heard that you can, even if you haven't got it now, for a while. And they said they weren't really sure, but they advised me to actually go and get a test. So I thought, well, actually, that's the best thing because there's a small chance it comes back negative. It's negative. I don't have to isolate. That's great. But if it comes back positive, I guess we won't know whether I actually have it again, which I think is supposed to be like quite unusual, or whether it's the result from last time still lingering. I don't know. But either way, I'm, for now, until I get my result, which will probably be hopefully tomorrow, back in isolation. And so I won't be coming to get your marmalade. That's the point I'm trying to get to. I'm glad I remembered that point. But I thank you so much. I mean, if you can resist not eating until I'm out of isolation, then that's great. Or if you know someone else that wants it, then obviously feel free. But otherwise, I would definitely want it when I can come and get it. But I really won't feel, if you need it to hold on to it yourselves, then that obviously, please do that. But I'll let you know. Hopefully it'll come back negative and all will be well. It's just such a flipping nuisance. Anyway, I've got a head cold, but I'm not actually feeling poorly with it at this moment in time. And so while I'm still feeling well, just in case I go downhill a bit, I thought I'll come out, do your video. I'm going to blitz the gym myself and just while I can. Oh, it's a crazy world we're living in, Jane. Anyway, your session is all prepped and ready. And so I'm not going to risk putting the music on this week, but it is one that you might want some music on, so I would advise you to put it on to give you a little bit of a, get up and go. It just kind of gets you in the mood a bit, I think. So put your music on, but I didn't want another one, 2 in a row, where it cuts me out. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so we're going for 40 seconds on and 20 seconds off today. We've got a round of 4 exercises. Each one working on cardio, lower body and upper body within the set. Each set of 4 exercises we're going to repeat twice, and then we'll have a proper break. So we've got sort of 8 times of exercise before we stop, and then I'll demo you the next set while you take a breather. And we've got 4 sets of this, 4 sets of 4 exercises that we'll repeat each exercise twice. So I'm just going to crack on with it and show you what we're doing today. So the first exercise we're going to do, or sorry, make sure you've got some water with you. We don't need anything else, okay, just water and your lovely self and your lovely smile. Good attitude. All right then, so the first exercise is going to be a kick and a punch, okay? So it's going to be opposite leg and opposite arm. So we're going to turn our hip to the side as we kick, like this, and we'll do 2, and then we'll turn to the other side and we'll opposite arm, opposite leg kick. Now don't just kick out in front because that's a bit sort of weird when you do that. So try and turn your hip and do a nice kick, 2 of those, and then bringing that arm back into your chest each time, okay? 2 kicks and punches on each side, and then we're going to keep repeating that for the 40 seconds. The next exercise will be our squat and pulse. So we're going to have our hips just slightly wider, sorry, our feet just slightly wider than our hips. You're going to squat it down for 2 full ones, and then we're going to do 4 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 full ones, 4 pulses. Keep going in that cycle. The next exercise will be our tricep dips, but we're going to do sitting on the floor ones. If you want to go to your coffee table and do them on your coffee table, you know, where you have your fingers facing forward on the edge of the bench or the coffee table, and you just lower your body, you can do that. Otherwise, we'll just do it on the floor. We're going to do lower version, is where you push back, so fingers are facing forward, push back till your elbows are nice and low, and then push your hands into the floor as you come back up to sitting, nice good posture. So back we go, almost to the floor, pushing back up. Now that's quite easy, so I'm going to show you the harder version, but it is really hard to do for a very long time. So maybe you could do a few of these and then drop down to the lower version. So the harder version is where you lift your bottom off the floor. Now what we're not going to do is just dip our bottom up and down. We're not going to think about moving our bottom and hips at all. We're just going to bend the elbows. It will lower your bottom down. But if you just think about lowering your bottom, you tend to leave the arms like locked in position and just do this and actually not working those arms very much at all. So we're going to bend the elbows, just bend the elbows, and it'll lower you down. Bend and straighten. Now, like I say, that is quite hard after a while. So maybe do some of those, then go into these ones where you lean back, to elbows to floor, and then do a few more of these if you can, okay? Because I really want to feel like you're working the backs of those arms. And then the last one in this set will be a core exercise. Is going to be our double crunches. So we're going to have fingertips to temples. We're going to bring the knees in and the elbows towards your knees. So chest comes up and legs come in. And if you find that that is too much, you can just do the crunches, eyes to the ceiling, squeezing that tummy and rolling up that way. Or you can do the lower ones, the lower crunches, and just leave the shoulders on the floor. But if you feel strong enough today to do the double, let's do the double. That's all of them then. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to do like 2 standing up, 2 on the floor, so we're not up, down for you. I'm so kind to you, aren't I, Jane? All right, so let's get ready, get your music ready if that's what you're going to do. Have a quick sip of your water. I'm going to do the same. And get the timer. Are you ready? So it's going to be kick and punch, so opposite arm to opposite leg, so we're not doing the same side. Turn the hip forwards, we just swivel around so the hip is in the direction that you're going to kick, and we're going to do it like that. Are you ready? Let's go, 40 seconds. So 2 on each side, and then we'll turn around to the other side. So nice good kick and punch. You don't really want to be doing this if you're not warmed up. So if you didn't warm up today, pause me, I'll never know. Do some warm up first. Even if you don't do mine, do some warm up, okay? Turn it on the side, kick and punch, jabbing it out. Oh, well, I hope you're well, Jane. Well, there we go. That soon went. Have a rest, just for 20 seconds. It's 2 full squats, followed by 4 little pulses where we stay down, okay? Yeah, I hope you are still well, and yeah, just not getting any yucky things. Okay, let's go 2 full squats. So the problem is and then 4 pulses now. The problem is that it's this time of year, isn't it? So, you know, you get colds and stuff, people get sneezes and sore throats, but now because the symptoms are so diverse for this thing, they want you to just sort of isolate if you get anything, and it's, well, I mean, I suppose because of what happened in our class, we had that outbreak when I had it at Christmas, I think, you know, we have to sort of just, we just can't afford for that to happen again. So we're just taking it really seriously and relax. Cool, I can feel that in my glutes, could you? Next one is our tricep dips. So down onto the floor, get yourself down, fingertips facing forwards, and the low level ones are almost to the floor with the elbows. Push the hands into the floor to get up and just repeat. Or the other ones are what I'm about to do now, let's start, which is lifting and just concentrate on bending the arms and straightening the arms. Your body will dip down, but don't focus on that. Just focus on the arms. Okay, now I'm sure you can do a few of these. I don't know how many. You might even be able to do the full 40 seconds. Depends how strong you're feeling at the moment. You know, you feel like you've lost a bit of your fitness. You're getting out and walking still. You said that's really good. I'm glad about that. If you get dry days, it might be nice if you could go for a little run, because I just think it'll make you feel good. But I think at the end of the day, at the moment, we just all need to be, oh there we go Jane, we just all need to be doing stuff that keeps us well and but makes us feel good as well, no stress. Right, double crunches coming up, so laying down, fingertips to temples, and we're just going to bring the knees in and we're going to raise the upper body if you can. Get ready and let's go. Push that belly button towards the floor before you start, and then in we come. And remember, if it's too much, then just do the upper body or the lower body. If it's a back that's aching, lower back, then make sure your knees are bent when you're doing this, or just stop doing the lower body ones and just do the upper body instead. It doesn't matter, as long as you'll still be working your abdominal muscles. It's just a different set, different part of your abs that you'll be working. And when we do these double ones, we're getting a double whammy because we're working the lower abs and the upper abs. There we go, Jane. Just hug those knees into your tummy. We're going to come back up to standing. We're going to do that all over again before we have a proper break and I demo the next set. So coming up nice and carefully. It's our kick and punch coming up next. So get ready. Let's go. So if you didn't quite get up in time, don't worry. You just join in when you're ready. Okay. 1, 2. The bad thing for you is that when we don't have music, I talk all the time, don't I? I can't help it. I think the music shuts me up a little bit. I kind of get into the music, but like, I can't help it. I tell you what I've started doing, talking to myself a lot more. I used to talk to myself, always have, to be honest, but a lot more. And when I'm reading things and relax, squat pulses are coming up next. When I'm reading, I have to read it aloud. I find it's easier to process. Oh, it really annoys Dave. He says, can you stop reading out loud? And then I'll be talking to him and he'll say, are you talking to me or are you talking to yourself this time? Let's go. 2 full ones, nice and deep if you can. And then we're going to hold it down and pulse. Oh, I would say it's a sign that I'm getting old, but you know what? I've always talked to myself. I make more sense, I think. And I understand what I'm on about. I bet you can relate to that. I think most people can. I don't think it's just my little thing. Anyway, we don't see people much anymore, do we? I reckon that's maybe part of it. Maybe that's why I do it more. You don't see people so much. Ah, push through those heels when you're standing up. Oh, and that was the last one. Down onto the floor. We're into those triceps again. Tricep dips. Waiting for that buzzer. And let's go. So just do these in your own time. I'm going to speed mine up a bit to make me work a little bit harder, get a few more reps in. And remember, you can keep the bottom on the floor and just bend the elbows right back towards the floor. Push through the hands to push up if you need a break from these ones, or these are too hard. Oh, I tell you what, these are killers. I really feel doing this for 40 seconds really gets into the backs of those arms. And I'm not going to lie, I'm struggling with it. Oh, I couldn't do more than 40 seconds. There you go, that was just about enough for me. Double crunches are coming up. So, laying back down, get yourself in position. Fingertips to temples. Get ready, let's go. Now, I'm going to bring my legs out straight at this time, just because I need to work a bit harder. But if your back is not great at the moment, then don't put your legs straight. If you feel strong, you can do it. Legs go out, but as soon as you feel that pulling on your back, keep the knees a little bit bent as you bring the knees away from your chest. Now that's getting it. This is the last one of this first round. There we go. Hug your knees into your chest and just release that back. Give it a little massage by just rolling side to side. Massage through that back. And in your own time, standing up again. That's the end of round 1, Jane. 3 more rounds to go. So, the next one we're going to do is going to start with the broad jump and jog back. We've done this before, so we're going to jump forwards and jog back. But when we jog back with our legs bent. So we jump forwards, landing nice and softly, and we jog back. If we jog back with our legs straight, really not working anything at all, okay? But if we jog back with our legs bent, we are really still getting into those leg muscles and making them work through that bit of the exercise as well, okay? So broad jump, jog back. The next one is going to be a cardio exercise. It's a mountain climber. It's a standing mountain climber. I think we've done these ones before. They look a bit daft, Jane, but at least you're not having to record yourself doing them, so you'll be okay. And it just looks like this. You remember this one? So your knees are coming out to the sides. Arms are coming up. Great, I think we have done them before. That's the next one. Then we've got our bear holds, so down on the floor for 2 exercises. The first one is hands and knees, on your toes ready. And then when the timer starts, we push up so that the knees are just hovering off the floor. Just hovering. You see my knees are just down on the floor now. Whistle goes, not whistle, timer. Knees come up. I hold it nice and still. If it's not enough for you, you can actually pulse towards the floor and back. Tiny little pulses. I'm not touching the floor, just up and down. And it's going to make your muscles work just that little bit harder, but you don't have to. You can just hold it. This is actually a core exercise, but definitely going to get into those legs. So, donkey kicks are after that, and we will do 20 seconds on each side. So I will tell you when it's time to change. So we'll go, I'll tell you what, let's do all of them on one side, and then the next round would work the other side. That would be better. Get a really good workout on that side then. So donkey kicks, sole of your foot aiming to go towards the ceiling. So we're not sort of opening and closing that knee. That stays in the same position roughly and just goes up towards the ceiling. And this is an exercise for your bottom. We'll do all of it on one side, but the trick is remember which side you did, or else you do nothing on one side and God, completely blitz the other. We don't want that. You're walking like that. Like, oh. Okay. Right then, broad jump and jog back. You ready? 40 seconds. Let's go. So just land nice and safely. great exercise for your lower body, but it's also a cardiovascular exercise, as you'll find out, and you can hear, because I'm already puffing and panting as I'm talking. So we're going to use those arms, really big jump, to really get into this. So this is like, we've got 2 cardio exercises in a row here, and relax and shake out the legs if it helps, and just breathe, let your heart rate come down, because we've got those standing mountain climbers next. That's going to get the heart up. So I get it down a bit first. Oh, you ready? Let's go. Mountain climbers. Just shoot you from the side. One after this, we're going to get down on the floor for our bear holds. That'll be on our hands and knees. And relax. Okay, let's take it down. Woo. Hands and knees. Fingers facing forward. Hips in line with your knees, so knees underneath your hips. Toes tucked under, ready to push up onto them. And here we go, off we go. We're just going to push onto those toes so that we just hover the knees just above the floor. I'm just going to change my hand position a bit because of my wrists. Squeeze that tummy in. Oh, I find this one quite hard. 5 seconds, not far to go. Keep holding and relax. Okay, so donkey kicks. So we're staying on our hands and knees. Just a reminder, we're going to do it all on one side. When the knee is bent and it stays bent at the same angle, we're not bringing that knee right back in. We're just pulsing that foot up towards the floor. You ready? Let's go. So I'm doing my left side. I'm saying it out loud so that I try and remember. If you find this makes your lower back ache, don't push it up so high. It might be that you're overextending that hip. So I've only got 10 seconds to go. I can feel that in my bottom. I can feel that in my hamstring down the back of my thigh. And last one, relax. Okay, we're going back up to standing. Remember which leg you did then. Broad jump is next, with a jog back, so second round now. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Okay, last time we're doing these ones, so every effort, power off the front of those feet to jump. I'm going to do some this way. Oh. Seconds to go. Keep going. Woo. There we go. Standing mountain climbers are next. Standing mountain climbers. Ooh, crikey O'Reilly. That got my heart rate up. Oh, I don't know what to do. It's a very good one, that. Oh, we're off. Off we go. letting my knees drop a bit, look. I'm trying to bring them up a little bit more. It's the last time of these, so let's not slacken it off now. Okay, nice one. Down onto the floor, Jane. Bear holds coming up. Oh, do you feel happy about that? Do you like these ones, or do you hate them? I'm not the biggest fan. Right then, you ready? Toes tucked under, push up onto those toes and just hover. And like I say, you can do little pulses if you want to. Or a mixture of both, pulse and then hold. Just try and keep those knees off the floor. You want nice, sort of straight back, head. Try and remember to keep your head in line with the spine. I think with this one it's easy to look through and actually catch myself doing that, so try and keep your neck in line with your spine so you're thinking about good posture. Only 10 seconds to go. Squeeze that tummy. You should feel that tummy working. When you squeeze it you think, oh yes, actually it is working. Yes. And relax. So donkey kicks are next, so we're just going to stay where we are. Just take the pressure off your hands and wrists for a minute and just do some little wrist stretches if you need to before we go into donkey kicks. Other leg. Which leg did you do? I know I need to do my right leg. Are you ready? Let's go. So try not to open and close that knee. Try and keep it in the same position. Tell you what, when I do this exercise for a long time, sometimes I get a little bit crampy in my hamstring, the muscle down the back of the thigh. If you ever find that happens to you, then do these ones where you bring the knee in and out, because it's not quite so intense and it just takes a bit of pressure off that hamstring. Oh, pulsey, pulsey, 3 seconds left. Oh, thank goodness for that. Right, that's the end of that round. So I'm going to stop the timer and you get a drink. Oh, nice one. 2 more rounds to go. Our next exercise. We're going to do 2 steps to the right with a touch down and a jump up. 2 steps to the left with a touch down and a jump up. So 2 steps one way, 2 steps the other, doesn't matter which way. So that's just going to look a bit like this. I'll try and stay in the view of the camera. So 1, 2, down, up, 1, 2, down, up, 1, 2, down, up. So you see, I'm doing little joggy steps rather than just little steps like that. You can do that. I think you're better than that, Jane. You can do the joggy steps too. That's that one. Then we're going to come back onto squats. We're going to do a squat followed by a leg extension. Squat, other side, leg extension. Just going to show you from the side. Squat, leg extension, squat, leg extension. That's again getting into here. The squat's getting into the fronts. It's getting into glutes as well, the squat, but also leg extension, really getting back into there, getting into those bottoms. Bottom muscles are very important, Jane. Never forget. Crazy woman. The one after that on the floor will be plank jacks. Okay, we're going to be extended arms. You can either step them out, step them in, or you can do step out like this, step out, or you can do the high version where you do this. If you do that, you must squeeze your tummy to prevent yourself from hurting your lower back. And you can just do them tiny little ones if you want to. That'll minimise the stress. But if it's too much, and I'm always a bit cautious with your back, if it's too much, just stepping them out is still going to give you a good core workout and also get that cardiovascular benefit as well. Obviously not as much as if you're jumping, but you are still getting the core and the lower body. Well, it's a win-win. The one after that will be Russian twist, so I should have stayed down. Lower version, heels are on the floor. You know these ones, you could probably teach them yourself now, these. Heels on the floor, coming back, feel that biting point, tappy tappy, side to side, twist the body with it. So we're not just doing this and staying faced on, okay? La 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 la. We're twisting with it so we can really feel that benefit. This is attacking the side abdominal muscles called your obliques. We're getting in there And actually, you should feel those. If you twist around, you can feel them, all right? That's where we're working. It's a very nice waistline. Okay, so that's that one. Higher version is just where you lift off and do it, lift your feet off. I might need to grab my mat for that because I've got a bony bottom and it doesn't like doing, I can do it feet on the floor, but lift them off and it's like, that's a bit uncomfortable. So that's that one. That's the whole round demoed, isn't it? Yes. Okay then, so first one, side, side, touch, down and up, and then the other way. Okay? All right, I better grab a quick bit of water. Right then. You ready? Let's go. 2 to one side, down and up. Let's clap. Down and up. Do you know what? You can clap if you want to. I hope it's not putting you off because I'll be doing it at a different pace to you. I know I quite like to have the clap. God, this gets your heart going. Okay, and relax. Next one is going to be our squat with our hip extension, leg extension. So it'll just be this, then we squat, and then the other side, okay? Oh. We got this. You ready? Let's go. Squat it down and leg back. Squat down and leg back. Try and keep your posture nice and tall in the leg back. Also try and keep your chest nice and high in the squat. Use this as a chance to get your heart rate back down a little. This is more strength, not so much cardio. So I'm using it as a chance to try and recover my breathing a little. Because I'm going to need my breath. Because coming up is our plank jacks. And I'm going to make myself do the high version. Okay, down on the floor. Plank jacks, either stepping in and out with the alternating legs or jumping those legs in and out, even just a little bit to take the stress off your back but get the cardio benefit. Entirely up to you. Assess what you can do. We're going up now, tall plank position, long straight arms, off we go. I'm not going to talk to you in this one. halfway through. Nearly there. And relax. Okay, Russian twists. So Russian twists onto your bottom. Okay, heels on the floor or off the floor, whichever. But if they're on the floor, make sure you're back enough to get that benefit. Let's go. Halfway through. Oh, no, we're not. I lied. Now we're halfway. Oh, I thought that had gone quick. 5 seconds to go. And relax. Nice one. Back up we come to standing. Side step, twice, touch down, jump up is next. Okay. Let's go. arms up nice and high when we clap. Oh, okay, relax, 20-second break. Squat with the leg extension, coming up. Let's go. Down, leg extension. Nice muscle working in your bottom when your leg goes back. And relax down onto the floor. Plank jacks are next. Oh, like before, I'm not going to talk to you in this because always hard work, plank jacks. I just have to cling on. I can't be having a conversation, Jane. Let's go. Squeezing that tummy to support you. 10 seconds to go. 5. Oh, there we go. Russian twist for the last time. Oh. Onto your bottom. Oh. Cool. I'm puffing and padding a lot, aren't I? It's a very poor show. Oh, let's go. Now we're yawning. Dear oh dear. Nearly there. Hang on in there. Oh, there we go. Just rest. Come back up to standing in your own time. It's the end of that round. We've got one more. We've got one more round. Next exercise. It's simply a boxer shuffle. So it's just sort of shuffling from one foot to the other. It's a bit like, you know, the old disco step touch, but a faster version. Just sort of moving the hips a little bit. Boxer shuffle. And then side lunge with a knee to elbow lift. Now, that's optional, okay? So we're going to stay on one side. So step out, the leg that steps out is the leg that bends. See? The leg that stepped out was the leg that bends. And then from here, we can do this. But if that's too tricky for your balance, or coordination, you can just do this, step the foot back, and then just focus on getting that technique right, because what I don't want is you to try and put the elbow to knee in to the detriment of your side lunge, and that means that your knee is being thrown out of position from your foot because you're just trying to get the coordination of the knee to the elbow. I don't want, you know, if that's causing you to do bad form on your lunges, leave out that bit altogether. Some people find these easier than others to do, these side lunges. Some people find it tricky which leg is bending, where am I going, I'm bending both legs, and or, you know, trying to keep both legs straight. And so the leg that steps is the leg that bends. The other one just stays straight the whole time. So you don't think about doing anything with the other one, just think about stepping that leg away and bending it. Don't even think about this one. Okay, and then we'll do that for halfway. And then, oh no, let's do it for the whole way, because we've got 2 rounds again, haven't we? We could do it like we did with the donkey kicks. We'll do the whole round one side, then we'll change to the other side next time, all right? Okay then, so that's that one. Then we've got bird dog, so you know these, we're on all fours, and then we stretch out the arm, stretch out the other arm and leg. Bird dogs, we've done those loads. And then we're doing back extension, which we've done loads too, where we lay on our tummy, fingertips to temples. We're going to go up for 2, squeezing shoulder blades together, down for 2. Laying on our mat, up for 2, down for 2. I don't need to get down and demo those. Waste of your time. Right then, boxer shuffles coming up. You ready? Let's go. So this is kind of like light cardio. Yeah, I'm being really kind to you here. Light cardio. You must keep moving the whole time. The next one we're going to do is going to be that side lunge, with or without the knee to elbow, whichever one you want to do. Keep going. Hopping from one foot to the next. Nearly there. And relax. Okay. Start getting in your head. The leg that steps is the leg that bends. Forget about the other leg. It just stays straight the whole time. All on one side, with or without the knee to elbow. Keep an eye on that technique, all right? Let's go. Really push those hips back, sit back into it. When we're doing the side lunge, we should be really getting into glutes again. Nice and low. Push through that heel. It's all about that bent leg. Push through the heel to get up. It's a good flexibility one too. Okay, and relax. Remember which side you did. Okay, so next time we're going to do the other side. Down to the floor for bird dogs. I'm going to get my mat down just because on your knees, it's a good idea. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees lined up underneath the hips, and let's go. Head in line with spine, stretch it out. Oh, I need to move forward, run out of space. Stretch it out, and back, and out, and back. Don't forget, little pause, test that balance out, challenge it. If we do this too quickly, we're using momentum, not strength, and we're also not challenging our balance at all. So when you do this stretchy bit, I'm going to slow mine down a bit as well. So reach, stretch and hold it, and then come back to centre. So we always have a bit of a pause where we're really squeezing everything. Ooh, that went quickly, didn't it? Right, back extension now, so just where you are, we're going to lay down onto our tummy. Fingertips near the temples, and we're going to keep our feet on the floor. You're going to raise up for 2 and down for 2. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Are you ready? Let's go. Up for 2, squeeze, down for 2. So it'll be up, up, down, down. Keep it going. And that's it. Up we get then, second round of this set. and that will be the end of your session. So 4 more exercises basically, that's what I'm saying. Starting with boxer shuffles. Let's go. Did my first live Zoom class on Monday. Oh, I was terrified. I wasn't terrified about doing the class or facing the camera because I've had so much practice with doing it with you. I know you're not watching it live, but I never edit it, so I've had a lot of practice. But what I was worried about was the technology side of it. Like everyone else had to link in at the same time, and what if their internet was dipping in and out? What if mine was? I thought I can't be sorting out all their queries and relax halfway through the session. Okay, it's going to be a side lunge with or without the knee lift next. So I sort of said to them, come in 5 minutes early, I'll open up the meeting so you can all say hi, then I'll mute you and I won't be able to sort out anything after that. So if you have any issues, we'll talk about it after the session, just contact me. Because I thought, can you imagine? Here we go. Oh, wrong side. Remember, do the opposite side. I thought, can you imagine everybody putting their hand up and waving to say, I've got a problem, or I can't see you now, or I can't hear you now. But actually, it went really well. We had an issue at the beginning where somebody couldn't be heard or hear me. So we were trying to tell her we couldn't hear her, and she couldn't tell us that she couldn't even hear what we were saying. So there is a thing on Zoom, I don't know if you're familiar with it, you can actually message somebody by typing. So that's what I did. We can't hear you. She's like, I can't hear you. Oh. So I asked her to re-log in, which she did, and that worked quite well, so she was fine then. But that was the last thing. Down for bird dogs, Jane. That was the only thing. All through the class, the actual session, it was fine. So that was good and a relief. On to knees and hands. I've got another one tonight. Let's go. Head and line was fine. Bird dogs, reach and hold, and then change. Make sure you have that pause and change. Now try and get that arm nice and straight and the leg. I think when I used to see you, you used to have one side that didn't want to straighten, but when you thought about it and focused, you were able to do it. Incidentally, you're not the only client that is the same as that on this exercise. So don't be thinking you're special or unique in that way, Jane. Relax. Back extension coming up, laying on your tummy. Oh. We'll be up for 2 and down for 2, and this is the last exercise. Let's go. Nearly there. And we are there. Okay, just sit back into child pose, Jane. Stretch those fingertips away. Take some nice deep breaths back onto those feet. And coming back out of that stretch, we're just going to gradually come up to a standing position onto your feet. Let your head be the last thing to come up, nice and slowly. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Let's just roll our shoulders back a little bit, shall we? Just release any tension from in the shoulders. But of course, you're going to do some proper stretching now, right? Like you do every time. Maybe most of the time. Maybe some of the time. It is good to do it though if you can. It is good to do it. Right, so that is your session done, my lady. Yeah, I look forward to I love your little video feedbacks, by the way, and it's just always nice to sort of hear your voice and see your face. Actually, sometimes it's easier to do that than typing everything, isn't it? It takes me ages. Every time I type something, I type it takes ages, and then I realise that I've got so many errors in it that I spend longer correcting all the errors than I did typing the original message. It's just ridiculous. Anyway. I'm not in a good place, Jane, am I? All right. Well, so lovely to work with you again, and look forward to speaking to you. And don't forget to get the marmalade and bring it back inside for now. Okay. All right then, lovely. Thank you very much, Jane. Take very much care. Bye.